What's up, go-getter? It is Dallas Gordon here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today we're doing something really special. We are kicking off our Q&A. This is an Ask Me Anything video. I posted on Instagram in the community tab here on YouTube, as well as sent out to my email list requesting that you guys send in some questions on what you wanted to know, whether it be personal, business, mindset, whatever you wanted to know. So I have your questions and I'm going to be answering them here shortly. So if you haven't connected with me on those channels, be sure to go down in the subscription box and make sure you are fully connected. Get on the email list by downloading the free Manifest Your Vision guide. Follow me on Instagram at I am Dallas Gordon, and be sure to check out the community tab from time to time so that you won't miss any of the resources I'm putting out or opportunities to be able to ask your questions as well. So if you are new here, a big, huge welcome to this channel. Welcome. I invite you to join the Go Getter Tribe. On this channel, we talk about motivation, business tips, marketing tips, as well as the spiritual stuff too. Don't forget, success is an inside out job. So we want to cover all bases so that we can reach our highest success. All right, guys. So let's start with these questions. I'm just going to pull them up here. Okay, so the first one came in, says, what is the number one business you would do if you could start all over again? So if I could start all over again, I think that number one, I would say that, and this is I'm going to answer it in two ways. So the first thing that I would say is that I would stick to my initial idea. Because I think what happens is we have an initial idea when we start a business or when we do anything really. And then as we start to pursue that dream or start to pursue that business idea gets filtered through everyone else's nonsense. Okay. Like whether you have friends or family members that doubt you, not in my case, but for me, it was just hanging out online, hiring coaches, being in the social media, communities and things like that. I think that my original idea changed so many times because this person said this or that person said that. My original idea was e-commerce businesses, and I was running classes because I love to teaching entrepreneurs. I think that I would definitely have continued and stayed the course with that because that was my heart and what I wanted to do. And I really wish that I had truly believed in it to stay with it. But the good news is that we always return to our original idea, which is why it's best to stick with it, because there is no running from your purpose and your calling in life, and that also includes business. So to more specifically answer your question, the number one business I would do if I could start all over from the very beginning is businesses that are going to bring me in residual income. So memberships and subscription businesses are huge, and I would have incorporated that earlier on. I struggled a lot within the first few years of my business, going from sale to sale, going from launch to launch, and I feel like if I had introduced, which once again was an idea I had earlier, but I didn't go with it. If I had introduced memberships and things like that a lot sooner, or if I had launched my subscription box years ago, I'd be way, I'm doing pretty good now, but I'd be way further than I am today if I had went with that original idea. So for those of you who are newer in business, businesses that can give you monthly recurring revenue are great businesses because that revenue is coming in every month and it's something that you can depend on versus having to go after every single sale, which in the best circumstance, your sales are just not always going to be up. So that's what I would say to that one. Thanks so much for that question. So here's another one. I'm starting my own PLR business, which is digital products and templates. It is on Shopify. I'm looking for the best method of reaching business owners, bloggers, life coaches, etc. that need done for you content. So one thing I will say that done for you content, it's not going out of style. People love done for you content. People love convenience. People love when you make things more convenient for them. So it is something that they will pay for. when it comes to reaching them, there are just so many different ways that you can reach these entrepreneurs. I think that you want to make a list of all the different ways that you can reach them, and I'll share some ways, and then I would pick the top 3, and then I would kind of stick out with those until I master those before adding more. So you basically want to get, number 1, the conversation started with your ideal customer. So now that you have identified what they are, you are doing done for you content. So I'm assuming you already know what their real core needs are and what their pain points are. You want to go and hang out wherever they are. So is your ideal client on Instagram? Is your ideal client on LinkedIn? Is your ideal client in Facebook groups? Only you can really do that research to see the main places that your clients hang out. And then from there, you want to go and get the conversation started. There are several different ways that you can reach people. To give you an example, you can start a YouTube channel if you're more into the long game. YouTube pays off in the future if done correctly. And I feel like it is a very expansive strategy because it puts this content out on the internet that just goes on, that just goes on, that just goes on and goes on. And it really picks up traction over time, once again, if done correctly. So YouTube is a great strategy. Some people start a podcast. Some people run ads. There are people that do like a freebie, a lead magnet or something like that for your ideal clients. Maybe you give them some free downloads to introduce your service. And then from there, you build your email list and you communicate with them through your list. And there are just several more ways: creating content, posting that content consistently, going live. It just really depends on a mix of where they hang out. If they're all in Facebook groups, you can always do Facebook group marketing. You basically just want to establish yourself as the authority in some way, somewhere. Decide where you're going to be talking to them and show up consistently and do that. Talk to them, meet the need, ask them questions, get the conversation started, and build your list by offering them a piece of the done for you content so that they can get on your list and you can nurture that list some more. Let me know if there are additional questions about any of those strategies. It's a really broad question because there are over 1,000 strategies online that you can use to market to your ideal clients as well. I would also suggest that you try to, narrow it down as much as possible so that you are not having to market to everybody, because I see that you have business owners, bloggers, life coaches, etc. The more people you have in your audience that you need to market to, the more challenging it can be to hammer the nail into who your audience is, and it can be harder to talk to them when you are talking to everybody. So I would also say try to narrow down as much as you possibly can for those done for you templates and things like that, so that you know who to market to, because that's going to help a lot. So another question, guys. Okay, I wanted to ask, what is the best method of reaching your target audience? I'm starting a magazine in a brand that promotes and uplifts mothers of color and want to know how to get the word out. Okay, I make ads, but I have very little engagement, even with hashtags. Also have been thinking about partnering with clinics, maternity companies. Thank you and hope to hear from you soon. So the best method of reaching your target audience, there is no one answer to that. What I would say is that the best place to start is to go out there and find other businesses that are similar to your own, and what you want to do is study them. So I would suggest you go out there and find 2 to 3 companies if you haven't already, and study them so that you can get an idea of what strategies they are using to market to their audience. And those strategies, the good thing about that, it's free data. It's data that you don't have to pay for. It's data that's out there. So you basically go to a company, you write down their website, you write down all their social media accounts, wherever they have a presence. You want to know about it. You can even search that company in Google to see where they're popping up, who's talking about them. You just want to sort of follow the seeds that they've laid out. You want to kind of follow their path to see what they're doing that makes them successful. You want to go onto social media, go under the comments, check and see which posts are getting the most traction. You can go over and visit the Facebook ads library, type in that business, see whether or not they are running ads, check out the ads, see what the engagement is like on the ads. So when I say research the company, really do your full research to see what seems like it's working for this company, and then look for unique opportunities where your company can also shine in some of those same ways, but in your own way, of course. That's how you start to do that niche research. And like I was saying for the last question, you want to find out where is it that my people hang out so that I can start conversations with them. What is the best kind of content that I can put out on the internet that my ideal client or customer would be looking for? How can I help them? How can I better serve them? And use that piece of content to attract them onto your list so that you can keep the conversation going with them and nurture them. How to find your ideal clients and how to market to them, it's very, very, very broad. There has to be a strategy that is done with many questions asked specifically for your business. If any of you guys are interested in a breakthrough call with me to kind of break through the blocks of that, we can sit on a call and plan that out so that I can individually really look at your business. You're free to do that. Links are in the description box for that. But I feel like it starts with the research. The good news for you is that the data is already out there, guys. So you don't have to guess. You could just look for companies that are similar to your own and go check those companies out and really follow in their footsteps to see what they're doing to make waves in your particular industry. And then look at those strategies and see which of those strategies would work best for you. Can't pick all of them though. You can only pick a few because we can't do everything, right? So here's another question. How often should we email? Okay, so that's another thing. I like to email twice a week with a resend campaign for those who haven't opened the email. So that makes really a total of 4 times a week for my mentorship side of my business. But for my product-based side of my business, I email sometimes up to 3 times a week. Some companies email every single day. Probably other people would not tell you this answer, but I feel like every person needs to have a marketing plan that aligns well with them. And at the same time, we also do need to market. What I mean by that is that I'm not going to send anybody in the world an email every single day because I hate getting emails every single day. I'm not going to send out a message to my text list every single day because I can't stand when people's text message market me every day. It drives me, it makes me want to claw. Like, I don't like that. So why would I do something to my customers that I know that I despise, that I know that I don't like? I'm not going to do that. I want to market in a way that doesn't feel like desperation. It doesn't smell like desperation. I want to feel like I'm serving value. I want to feel like I'm sending out valuable content. I want to feel like I'm really helping you and giving you something to help your life on both sides of my business. So I would say 2 to 3 times a week is healthy. If people don't want to be on your list, they can always leave. But I feel like when people opt in to your list, they say, I want to hear from you. So I think that that's safe, but I think that you should lean in and check with yourself to see kind of like, what do I feel like aligns with my values and what do I want to do? And if that answer is, I hate emails altogether, I don't want to send any because I don't like to receive any, then I think you kind of need to reevaluate that answer because you are a business owner, most likely, if you ask this question, and you do need to market. You do need to market. On the flip side of that, if you hate marketing, you want to shift that within yourself because you're on the other side of that coin. And you don't want for other people to hate your marketing because you hate everybody's marketing. You want to change your perspective a little bit because companies who need to get out here and need to make money have to market. And some of the biggest brands that you use every single day, you use them because of marketing, and these brands help you to live a better life. So just something to think about. Okay, is blogging still a thing in 2022? Absolutely, blogging is still a thing in 2022. But what I need you to understand that blogging is a long-term strategy. It is not a fast strategy. So it's not going to bring you results as fast as like doing a Reels on Instagram or running paid advertising. It's not going to get you those kind of results. But over time, it will make your site more credible in search results. And also, I feel like, don't you want to leave a trail for people to know you by? Like information on the internet that people find valuable, that they can look up and actually read for years to come. I think it's super, super important to sort of leave that trail behind you as you go. So I think that that's what makes blogging so valuable. And so I still definitely, my team does it for me at this point, and then I just proofread it to make sure that it sounds like it's in my voice and it's all that good stuff. But I still believe it's important and it's a good strategy. It's just that if you're looking for immediate results, I don't know that blogging should be at the top of the list at this moment. You definitely want to make sure that if you are blogging, you are sharing your blogs to other channels like Pinterest and things like that, and that you're making your images that you share compatible with the platforms that you're sharing on, so that you can get the most attention as possible to your blog. That's also super important. So the answer is yes, I think it's still a thing. Does free shipping really matter? Decrease in sales or no impact with charging shipping? Free shipping does matter to people. Although if somebody really wants something, they will pay to have it shipped. So I just think that you should test both business models. Free shipping is never free. Businesses have to pay for shipping. So it's more so really in real life. Shipping is either included, meaning that you are paying for it, you just don't know you're paying for it, or they are just putting out there and saying, this is a shipping cost, which is separate from the price. Here it is. We're being transparent. Here it is. So I have tested both, and I really haven't seen a difference in my sales either way, to be honest. So I've done, you pay your shipping separately, and I've also done shipping is included. I've done both methods, and I still get plenty of sales on both methods. So it's just honestly what you want to choose. If you do offer free shipping, you need to be mindful to mark up your products accordingly so that the shipping cost is actually in your product cost. Because if you don't do that, you're going to lose money. You can't just give shipping away. So it's a matter of whether or not you say it's free, but really it's not, or whether or not you just take the shipping cost out so that people can see it separately. I think it's all about perception when people buy things and how they value things. Okay, so to give an example, if you have a product that it's cheap in value, like it looks cheap, and people know it doesn't cost much to purchase that product, and you try to include the shipping, you're going to make that product look higher. And they don't perceive that your product is that valuable to pay for it. Even though the shipping is included and people read that the shipping is free, their mind is still looking at that price and saying, this isn't going to give me the value for my money. So in a case like that, I would suggest taking your shipping out of the product so that they can see the price of the actual product, and they can also see the price of the actual shipping, and then they can make their decision. But if you have a more quality product that people are willing to pay for, you definitely made you better including the shipping with the price, because no matter what, people are going to understand that this product is valuable. So either way, I don't mind paying for it. So I hope that one makes sense. Can you use Shopify to make a sales page? You sure can. I believe there was an app called Pagefly or something like that. Go look in the Shopify app store and search sales pages, and they do have apps that you can create sales pages. Would I suggest it? Probably no, but it's probably not the best platform, may not be the best looking sales page from my experience, but they do have them where you can create them in Shopify. Okay, is there a way to hire someone to control your YouTube channel but only have certain access to just post the videos? Not that I know of. Don't, quote me on this one, because I'm not 100% sure, but I've never seen that in YouTube. I guess I haven't looked for it. So it could indeed be there, but it's just not that I know of. I don't know that they have like special access for your team for YouTube. And I'm sure that there's a way to do it. Like there are apps that limit passwords and things like that protect your passwords. So maybe consider doing something like that, like a LastPass or something, where LastPass will allow your team to log in without actually knowing your password. So maybe consider something like that in case you need to quickly change it. But as far as them having access to your channel, I don't know that there's like team access on YouTube channels. But you could check out the settings. I've just never seen that. I think I might have had one other, which was, what is my dream destination that I would like to travel to? My dream destination that I would like to travel to. To be honest, there is no real dream destination really, because most of the places that I've wanted to travel to, I've gone or I plan to actually go, and I have the resources to get me there. So it's not really that I have just this dream place that I've always wanted to go and hopefully I get there. So it's not that. I definitely would like to visit some places that are like really exclusive, like maybe some islands and stuff like that you have to have X amount of money to even get on the island. Maybe some places like that would be exciting, where I know that it's exclusive and I was able to go there. But I don't really have any specific destination that's just like my dream trip or like my dream destination. I plan on going some more places this year. I guess my overall plan is just to travel the world as much as I can. I don't want to go everywhere. There are certain places I'm like, nope, don't want to go there. But I have quite a few places that I plan to go. Dubai, I haven't gone yet. I'm going to go. Egypt, I haven't gone yet. I'm going to go. I have done Africa. I have done different islands and things like that. I have done a lot of the states. So I know I definitely have Egypt. I definitely have Dubai. And there are some small little exclusive islands that I would like to go to. But that's like pretty much it, that I want to definitely travel a lot and see as much as I possibly can. I want to see like the different wonders of the world, stuff like that. But I don't really have a specific dream place. So that, I believe, guys, I've answered all of your questions. If I didn't answer something, definitely comment below with your question so that I can answer it. I hope that this Q&A has been helpful. The more participation I get with these Q&As, the more that I'll do. I can try to host one like once a month or something if this is something that you guys want more of. And those of you who want to participate in these Q&As, please make sure that you are fully connected with me, guys, so that I can get in contact with you or get responses from you when I'm asking for feedback on these questions. Okay, guys, so be blessed. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye.